Good crowd. Great time of year. Everybody get to this time of year, start to get psyched for the season. I got to wear a couple of different hats, and one of them is I'm a member of the CASCIC Officials Association, and you might notice on the tables there's a pamphlet. This is for the high school players. Think about something down the road when you want to stay in hockey, not just playing senior hockey or playing somewhere else after high school. Think about being an official. We're always looking for officials. We develop officials. We move them along. And if you talk to any of us guys, you'll find out it's a lot of fun. Find out in the information there. And if you have any questions, you could ask somebody at the rink. We have a website for the CIAC. There's a contact information to reach me. We also have our Connecticut NIHOA has a webpage, ctnihoa.com, and there's a NIHOA for the National Association for information. So I just want to make a quick quiz here. We got a call here. Gary, got a delayed penalty. Okay, we've got the white team's going to take a penalty. We got a delay call going on. Every time the red team comes down and scores a goal, what happens? Answers? No more penalty. Goal's good. Okay, we passed. That's the quiz for tonight. All right, we got our green sheets of paper has the rule changes. Fortunately, this year, we don't have a lot. There's two things that are going to affect the games. Where the puck is going to be faced off. Instead of having a chance to have a face-off anywhere on the ice except between the dots around the net, in front of the net, like years ago we could have a face-off anywhere in the ice. Now it's all on the 9 dots that are on the ice. So it takes out any question as far as where the puck is going to be faced off. That's the one major thing. And the other thing is, if a team is penalized, whether they're in their attacking zone or their defensive zone, the puck is always faced off in the offending team's defensive zone. So you might be in your attacking zone, you take a tripping penalty. In the past, that face-off would come out to the zone line, right outside the blue line. Now it goes all the way back. Any questions on that?
Well, what happens if it's matching penalties?
Matching penalties?
Two players from opposite teams assess the penalties.
That'll be a last play face-off, because it negates what's happening out there. Doesn't affect the play. And in high school hockey, if you've got matching penalties, it doesn't affect the on-ice strength. So it's a moot point. I'm going to start with the, going down the line with the rule changes. First one, 212B, they added on that the visiting team will wear dark jersey. Before it used to just say, I'm sorry, it says the home team will wear a light jersey. So you're home, you're white, you're on the road, you're in your dark sweaters. Goalie equipment, there's some measurements on there. We have some changes. The leg pads will not be wider than 11 inches, and that moved down from 12 inches. Now, they reworded the protective padding around goalies' gloves. And now you'll need to refer to this side thing. Because basically what happened is when they wrote the rule book, they realized that this isn't in effect for a 3-year period. So make a note, you got 3 years until those rule dimensions for goalie equipment comes into effect. So it's effective in 2012, 2013. Three. 348, all players required to wear helmets and face masks while in the players or players bench. Captain's choice of players. You have a bench minor penalty. Make it who's going to serve that penalty. In the past, it used to be someone on the team. Now it's got to be someone on the ice. 4-3-2 involves a penalty to a goalie, and when a goalie is serving a penalty and he has to come off the ice, you'll put a regular player or skater in there in case the penalty expires before the stoppage of play, and the player's going to go on the ice because you already got one goalie. You can have two goalies out there. And then we talk about the face-off locations. That's all that we discussed previously. Where the face-offs will be located, 612. 617 and 617, 1 and 3, they just refer to the face-off locations, and it's all kind of like verbiage. And then make reference to that piece of paper. You got to edit your book. Either put this in your rule book so you know what the exact change is, or make a note in your rule book on the certain things that they said that wrong. Because what happened was they wrote the book, they sent it out. Sometimes it doesn't get edited that close. All of a sudden somebody looks up, hey, wait a minute. So the week, I think we had a meeting on the 16th of October. That Friday morning I got an email that said, oh, we've got some edits to our rule book. So that's the changes on that. Points of emphasis. I'm looking at last year's book and this year's book, so there's not a lot of changes. We're going to still use obstruction as a point of emphasis. And the key thing being with that is the committee recommends a strict enforcement of rules pertaining to obstruction-like infractions, holding, hooking, interference. Sportsmanship, Steve Riccitelli is going to talk a little bit about sportsmanship. Hits to the head, checking from behind. Two big things. Captains, talk with your players, your teammates. We'll mention it in the referees meeting with the captains before the game. We always say, watch the hitting from behind, keep the sticks down, keep the elbows down. Those are all injury potential calls. I've just had, this week alone, I've had like 4 emails with videos on those type of calls. Not so much, just from all around hockey. It's things that you're trying to eliminate. So pay particular attention to those injury-causing penalties. I'm going to skip on the girls' hockey until we have the girls' meeting. And face-off procedures, that kind of just talks pretty much about what we've discussed, where the face-off locations will be. So pretty simple this year with rule changes. Any questions? Okay, thanks for your attention. Look forward to see everybody at the rink during the season.